Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something a bit different, a single, really information-packed source. A recent newsletter from Bongo Hive.
Yeah, it's like a window into what's happening right now in Zambia, specifically around innovation, community, opportunities, all through their activities.
Exactly. We've got this snapshot, this collection of updates and insights, and our mission, really, is to unpack the key takeaways for you.
Distill it down, give you a clear, quick sense of what's shaping things in that space this week.
Right. It's about getting you informed efficiently. So let's dive in.
Okay.
Now, the newsletter does start by acknowledging a significant national event, the passing of His Excellency, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, on June 5th.
Yes, as reported in the source,
Yeah.
a moment of national significance, they rightly noted.
But then it pivots pretty quickly to a very forward-looking focus.
The ongoing work.
Yeah, the rest of it is just packed with initiatives. We're talking top mining innovators, youth entrepreneurship, practical learning stuff, AI trends, even co-working deals. It's quite a mix.
And that's what's interesting about sources like this, isn't it? They act as these central hubs.
Right.
They connect different parts of the ecosystem. You see, like, national news next to deep tech, individual skills next to global funding. They're more than just updates.
They're community connectors.
Exactly. Linking people to resources, ideas, things you might miss otherwise. It shows the breadth of what's going on.
Okay, so let's dive into that mix. First big theme that jumped out, mining innovation.
Ah, yes. The Timbuktu Minetech Bootcamp coming to Zambia.
Right. And the source mentions it involves 10 of Africa's most innovative mining tech startups.
Which is significant. And look at the partners. Bongo Hive implementing it with UNDP Zambia, the UN Development Program.
Focused on sustainable development.
And NISR, Zambia's National Institute for Scientific and Industrial Research. That collaboration signals a serious push.
So these 10 startups, what kind of tech are they actually bringing? What are they doing in mining?
Well, the source says they're using things like AI, drones, data analytics. Think about it. Mining's traditionally very physical, sometimes dangerous.
Right.
So AI could predict machine failures, optimize how things are extracted, or analyze geological data way faster. Drones can survey tricky areas safely, monitor sites.
Environmental impact, maybe?
Yeah, that too. And data analytics helps pull all that information together for better decisions, safety, efficiency. It's about making mining, smarter and more sustainable.
Using tech to tackle those really complex real-world challenges in the sector.
Exactly.
Okay, powerful stuff. Now, shifting from heavy industry to the next generation, youth entrepreneurship was another big focus.
Yes, they mentioned wrapping up the first leg of the youth-led MSME empowerment program down in Livingstone.
And it involved about 50 young entrepreneurs, the source said.
Around 50. And the training sounded really practical. Things like business modeling, mapping out value,
Branding.
digital marketing, which is crucial today, and pitch readiness, being able to sell your idea.
These are the real building blocks, aren't they? Not just theory.
Absolutely. Operational stuff. And again, look at the partners. Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, and UNDP Zambia again.
That collaboration seems key. Government, civil society, international bodies working together.
It is. And the goal, the newsletter mentioned, was helping them scale their businesses and explore regional markets under AfCFTA.
The African Continental Free Trade Area, so thinking bigger than just local.
Precisely. Equipping them to think continentally, that's a huge potential market. And they're taking this program to Kitwe and Lusaka next, so it's spreading.
That shows real intent to have a wider impact. Okay, so we've got mining tech, youth skills. Now, the newsletter was also full of direct actionable opportunities.
Yeah, practical things like the Hive co-working deals.
The warm up this winter offer.
Yeah.
What was it? 15% off event space?
And 15% off the first month of a hot desk plan if you book for 3 months or more.
Useful for startups, freelancers, anyone needing flexible space, especially now. Tangible savings.
Definitely. And sticking with startup resources, that Notion offer looked pretty good.
Right. Bongo Hive, facilitating 6 months free Notion business, plus Notion AI for startups in their network.
Notion's a beast. So many companies use it for docs, notes, project management, knowledge sharing. Getting the business tier free for 6 months, that's a real help for early-stage teams.
Saves money, gives them powerful tools right away.
Then there was that specific course, Human-Centered Design.
Yeah, run with Yudan Ellis, the University of Lusaka.
And the description sounded very hands-on. Practical skills to create user-focused solutions, hands-on tools, community-focused innovation.
It's all about designing things for the people who use them, right? Empathy, testing ideas.
Exactly. And the certification is backed by Acumen, which adds weight. It seems aimed broadly entrepreneurs, creatives, NGOs, public sector folks.
So building things people actually need and want
Mhm.
makes sense. Looking even younger, there was Robotics Cohort 3,
Yeah, the tech program for kids ages 6 to 18.
building robots, coding games, and apps.
It's great seeing that focus on foundational tech skills early on. The specifics were there too. Saturdays, May 31st to July 19th, 2025, at Hive Co-working in Lusaka.
Vital for nurturing future innovators. And beyond courses, community events too, like the Do It Experience too.
Right, that's happening July 5th, 2025 afternoon at Hive Co-working. Fees K350.
And it features speakers like Waka Souza, Florence Jedediah Malenga, Chipepo Firi.
And the focus is interesting. Building your personal brand and learning how to actually get paid for it. Very practical for individuals needing to monetize their skills.
Yeah, beyond just traditional startups.
Yeah.
Then for those aiming bigger, globally. The K Startup Grand Challenge 2025.
From South Korea, that's a big one. The headline figure, around $633,000 US in equity-free funding.
Equity-free is huge for startups. Means keeping ownership.
Crucial. Plus mentorship, access to Asian markets, links to giants like Samsung, LG. It's a potential launch pad. Deadline's June 13th, 2025, so quite soon.
Could flag for anyone interested. And they also briefly mentioned an entrepreneur resource portal.
Suggesting a central hub for ongoing help. You know, when you put all these together, the co-working, Notion, the design course, Robotics, the monetization event, the global challenge, the portal.
It covers a lot of ground.
It really does. Different ages, stages, needs space, tools, skills, community, funding, market access. Bongo Hive is clearly acting as this central facilitator across the board.
Connecting all the dots. Okay, moving from opportunities to content, they featured a podcast, A Seat at the Table with Abigail Chimuka.
Identified her as one of Zambia's most respected legal minds, and they highlighted her mantra.
Do not believe a prediction that does not empower you. That's powerful.
It really is about agency and possibility. And the themes, principle, leadership, resilience, legacy, sound like insights applicable well beyond just law.
Valuable lessons from experience.
Yeah.
And then kind of meta, the newsletter itself has an AI audio version now.
Yeah, using Google's AI voice tech, smart for accessibility, right? Listen on the go if you prefer audio.
Or just need to focus.
Yeah.
It's also them, walking the talk on using AI.
Good point. And speaking of AI, they had a whole section on AI insights. An article last week in AI by their technical lead, Malubwa Chungu.
Talking about explosive development.
And it got specific, mentioning foundation models like Gemini 2.5 Pro, voice engines like 11 Labs V3, autonomous agents, generative video.
Okay, maybe break those down a little.
Sure. Foundation models are like the huge base models powering lots of AI apps. Voice engines create those super realistic synthetic voices. Autonomous agents are AI that can kind of figure out steps to reach a goal on their own.
Right.
And generative video is moving towards creating really complex movie-like video from text. Explosive is probably the right word. These aren't small steps. They're opening up totally new ways to automate, create research.
So understanding these trends is becoming pretty essential.
Absolutely. For businesses, creatives, really anyone in the digital world.
And then maybe the most concrete AI application mentioned was the Airtel Zambia AI spam alert service.
Yeah, billed as Zambia's first ever service like this, designed to fight fraud, scams, unwanted SMS.
How does it work?
It uses AI to detect and filter suspicious messages before they even reach you. That's AI for public safety, digital empowerment, right there.
Tackling a real problem that affects loads of people.
Exactly. Spam isn't just annoying, it can cause real harm. The newsletter noted it got positive feedback, including from the Minister of Technology and Science, and aligns with national goals like the 8th National Development Plan.
So AI with a direct positive impact.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's pull back. We've touched on mining tech, youth training, all those opportunities, co-working, software, courses, kids coding, community stuff, global funding. Then the leadership insights, the AI audio, the cutting-edge AI trends, and this practical spam filter. When you see all these threads from just one newsletter, what's the big picture?
It paints a picture of a really dynamic, interconnected ecosystem. You've got efforts tackling big industry challenges, grassroots entrepreneurship, individual skills.
From kids to adults.
Right. And technology, especially AI, digital tools, is clearly a central theme, a driver. It shows an organization like Bongo Hive acting as a catalyst, connecting people and projects to this diverse range of resources and opportunities, both local and global.
It feels very focused on building capacity, driving development and growth in Zambia.
Yeah, economic and personal growth, with tech woven through it.
And for you, the listener, seeing all these pieces together hopefully gives a clearer, more rounded view of what's actually shaping the innovation scene there. It's not just one thing, it's this whole network.
Hmm.
It really is amazing how much you can pull out of a single source when you, well, do a deep dive.
It is. And it
Yeah.
makes you think, considering all this activity packed into just one snapshot,
Right.
the tech, the training, the funding, the AI applications, here's a thought to chew on.
Okay.
What might the cumulative impact of all these interconnected efforts look like in Zambia over the next, say, 5 years? If all these seeds take root, how does the landscape change? And which piece maybe could be the biggest catalyst in the long run?
That's a great question to reflect on. What will be the most impactful piece of this puzzle? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the Bongo Hive newsletter. Keep exploring, keep connecting those dots, and keep asking questions.